So the thing is that a lot of people come into therapy, treatment, feeling really helpless and confused. And they've got what I sort of think of as an emotional black box lodged inside themselves, containing a lot of really difficult and painful feelings, sometimes even loving feelings that they have been trying really hard not to look at, not to confront, not to bring out into the light, for fear that those feelings would overwhelm them, overtake them in some way, and interfere with their daily functioning. Unfortunately, the consequences of burying this emotional black box are also pretty severe, and that's usually what gets people into treatment in the first place. Repressed, difficult feelings can cause depression, anxiety, addictions, certainly, compulsive behaviors, anger flare-ups, tantrums at really undesirable times. So the problem, of course, is that unexpressed, unacknowledged feelings will haunt you from the inside out and will control you from the inside out. So what we do in treatment, what I do in treatment with my clients, is really a three-step process, although it's not linear. We do all the processes sort of at the same time, because that's what life is. It's a flow, it's a cycle. But basically those three steps or three stages are pretty simple, and they add up to what I call self-love, which improves everybody's quality of life really dramatically. So the first step is self-awareness. I have a number of materials and resources called the feelings lists that I use with my clients to just really get them oriented and acquainted to the whole range of an emotional vocabulary. All sorts of feelings words exist in the English language for the purpose of helping us identify what's going on inside of us. This knowledge is intuitive. Most people look at a feelings list and they just sort of instantly know, oh yeah, I've been feeling this, this, and this in relation to this. Or maybe they don't know all that stuff yet, but they do know whether they've been feeling certain feelings. But the problem is, unless they come face to face with those words, that acknowledgement usually doesn't happen. So that's our first stage, is self-awareness, just starting to build that daily self-reflective practice where we're able to feel and name our emotions. Then we move into self-acceptance, starting to drop the judgments that we place on having certain emotional experiences. You know, it's always a red flag for me as a therapist when I hear people start a sentence with, well, I know I shouldn't feel this way. Well, you do. And that's not a reason to reject yourself and to blame yourself. That's a reason to dig deeper into why you might be feeling the ways that you do, so that you can actually start to attach some meaning to that and find some resolution. It's when we push away those feelings by rejecting the fact that we're even having them that, you know, really starts to cause those black boxes, repressed emotions. And finally, and of course this is just a snapshot explanation, but finally the third stage is self-expression. Once we're aware of those feelings, self-awareness, once we start to accept those feelings, self-acceptance, then we can actually start to use our voice out in the world and start talking about those emotions where appropriate, in our relationships, in our business interactions even, certainly in family relationships. But having that emotional vocabulary and starting to tell the world what you think and how you feel in ways that are both respectful, compassionate, self-respecting, it makes a huge difference in helping us feel like a part of the world, a valuable part of the world. A lot of times when we're able to open up more emotionally to the people in our lives, they feel more connected to us. They feel more trusting of us. And that just opens up relationships in a really wonderful way that is hugely life enhancing. But the headline on all of this is your relationship with yourself. to have an understanding, to have an acceptance, and to have a way to really express what's going on inside of you, really who you are, your true self. That brings you closer and closer to just feeling love and connection every day within yourself and within the people, places, and things around you. So that's just a snapshot of this 3-stage philosophy, 3-stage process that I really lean into with my clients when we're working together.